Hi, welcome to Worth the War. My name is Kimmy. The purpose of this channel is to help prepare you to love well and avoid abuse. If you think we can do a better job with love and relationship than we're doing today, then you've found the right place. Today's topic is, how can we stop being afraid of love? At first glance, you might think, why would somebody ever even put that on the list of things to be afraid of? But when we step back a little farther and we look at what's actually happening in love and relationship today, we can understand why it made the list. Every minute, 20 people are being abused by someone that they think loves them. Intimate partner violence. 1 in 4 women, 1 in 7 men. And it's not just the abuse statistics that scare people. Here at Worth the War, I hear stories all the time of people who are not interested in or equipped for the hookup culture that we live in today. The idea of using up people and then moving on to the next relationship when it gets a little bit boring or stale. While we are here to raise our voice for people who are looking for a new path for love and relationship that has both freedom and the ability to find some kind of protection and security and love, we can still do some things today that will help us to deal with our fear about love and relationship and help others who come behind us to have a better shot at not being wounded by what we call love. So this will be a very short video with 3 common sense things that we can do as we approach love and relationship that will take the fear out of love. The first thing is we need to stop blaming love for things that have nothing to do with love. One of the things that usually tops a list of people that are afraid about love, it's because they don't want to be brokenhearted. But in reality, real love isn't going to leave you broken. It may not work out every time. You may not find the love of your life the first time you go out on a date, but you don't leave them in a worse place than when you found them. If you actually choose to show love to someone, you're going to do that in a way that protects their heart until you're sure that that's the right person. If you ended up broken on the ground, decimated, that wasn't love that did it to you. Love has never been the enemy. One of the best ways to be sure that what we call love doesn't destroy us is to remember that love doesn't happen to us. We choose it. If we throw ourselves into a relationship and we give all of our trust to somebody who hasn't really earned it, we really can't blame love when we fall on our face. When we look at it this way, we start to understand that it really isn't love that breaks our hearts at all. It's actually how we respond to a relationship, and often it's because we put our hearts in places that it was never meant to fit in the first place. The second way that we can stop being afraid of love is to realize that we get to decide how we respond to attraction. As long as we look at love as being something that happens to us, it's always going to be a little scary to enter into the dating world because we may end up with somebody who's absolutely unhealthy or horrible. But if we get to respond to our attraction, then we get to decide who it is we want to spend our time getting to know. We may be attracted to 10 people. It doesn't mean that we respond to them all the same way. A great way to avoid making a bad decision when it comes to responding to your attraction is to really prioritize the internals of a person over the externals. I'm not saying you have to pretend like externals don't matter, but there are an awful lot of things that are internal about a person's character, the way they live their life, that will last a lot longer than the externals. So if you want to respond to attraction and you don't want to find yourself brokenhearted, think about those things a little bit more than maybe you do already. A third way that we can stop being afraid of love, and the last one that we're going to cover today in this video, we can stop believing lies about love. Down below, I'm going to link a video that we put out that is about how we believe lies about love and how they can lead us to places that will leave us broken. Some of the lies that we believe are so deeply entrenched in our culture, we don't even appreciate that they're lies unless somebody points them out. Things like we're not complete unless we're in an intimate relationship, or we won't have problems if we find somebody to share our life with, or that we're never going to feel lonely again, or that we're not going to have these same insecurities that we have before we're in a relationship. These things are all lies, and there's so many more that go along with them. But when we step back and we really realize that what love does is put us in a relationship with another human being who is just as flawed as us, but we can work it through if we find someone whose internals are solid, and it can make life better to share life with them. But it doesn't mean it makes it complete. It's a choice that we make. It's not a need that we have to make our life worth living. Real love is something that will always leave you in a healthier place than you were before you entered into that kind of relationship. What we see today is a very different version of love. We can't get them confused. So if we want to stop being afraid of love, we have to start realizing that maybe we need to rethink how we approach it in the first place. You may feel like you're the only person you know that's actually looking for more when it comes to love and relationship. You may think you're the only person left who actually believes that it could still happen. And I can tell you, as someone who's been married for 30 years, do not give up hope. It can happen. There is love that's much better than a movie can paint it. But in today's culture, it's harder to find. So we have to be stronger and bolder, and we have to raise our voices a little louder so that other people can hear it. So 3 ways that you can stop being afraid of love. Remember, love doesn't happen to you. It's not magical. You choose it. Don't blame love for the horrible things that people do in its name. And don't keep believing lies about love, no matter how many times you hear them. I hope there was something in this video that made you more hopeful about love and relationship than you were when you started. Then thank you for taking the time to be here. We are determined to build a community to provide a better path for healthy love and relationship than the one we were given. Have a great rest of your day.